and we play a game.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Mord tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gidelim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
ça, ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux. Surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Month. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangvaz, okay, Bangvaz is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi Quattro grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile.
Sì, sì, ecco, la gente, è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io. I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that means it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, sa chambre chassée. Ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt.
Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más.
Zwei Zwetschgenzweigen zwitscherten zwei tschechische Schwalben. Tres tristes tigres tragaban trigo en un trigal en tres tristes trastos.
Oh, I see. This says Diche Ishai Boyd, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine tapon. Poso milao. Pote. Buenas, proteine. Utros. Totopolo. In the designated chicken eating area, obviously.
Okay, still 3 times I have to defeat him. And I don't have a whole lot of health left.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Monsieur. Livre. Liwe, livre.
Paks.
Mustan kissan paksut posket.
Makeie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Si.
Wysoki. Macieje. Proč. Víte. Počkej. A. Si. Traxex.
Aspri petra xes aspri apton ilioxex asproteri. Aspri petra xes aspri apton ilioxex asproteri.
En coginio panas.
Oh boy.
Ad ferad verda ferda vedri.
Jacob. Hefed.
Okay.
Hefed.
Okay.
Hefed. Hefed. Hek. Hek. Hek.
Саша пошест.
А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку. А Саша по шоссе несла сушку на счастье и сосала сушку.
Mwalimu.
This is Saturday. And it's from Muallim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Ирак чима в чипах чемп чавю ченчи чини. Чирак чима в чипа да, чирак чима в чипцах чемп чавю ченчи чини. Бакакит алшит. Хикрин. Бакакит алши хикрин. Akakit alshi krikrips.
Oh, thanks to cat signs. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Sööpä. Kupu. Yrittävä. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center.
Good thing I caught that. Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, and now you should be able to even hear me, which is good. I'm Elise, translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is going to be the stream where we play some chess, and we're going to drag some of the worst English language learning content for filth. Welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, and now you should... Okay. YouTube is working, good. It didn't look like it was on OBS. Let me just get these windows where we need them. We're going to start out, as always, with a bit of Puzzle Rush. I'm still trying to equal my personal record of, let me see, 40, which I said on this very stream a couple of weeks ago. Hey Badger, how you doing? We're gonna see how well I can do. For anyone not familiar with Puzzle Rush, you get puzzles, chess puzzles, which either tend to be winning material or just winning the game outright, and you have to solve them. You get 3 mistakes and then you're out. So let's get started. Oh, let me see. I think that brightness needs to be adjusted a little. Yeah. a little bit better, I think. Okay, let's get started. These first ones are pretty much always some back rank mate stuff. Yeah, like here, we take this rook with check. Then this rook comes down, we take that. Then this queen comes down, we take that, and it's mate. Same deal here. Same deal here. Now, this is going to be mate because that cuts off every square the king can run to. King can't go here because of the black king, or there because of the black king. And if we put this rook down here, the king won't be able to go to any of these squares. So that'll be mate. Put this knight here, and the king has no place to run, and there's no way to take the knight, and it's mate. Okay. Got this rook and this queen both looking at that pawn on h2. So this will be mates. Okay, the king can't go here or here already because of the black king. So this will force that. Now, because of this pawn, the king can't go there either. So this is mate. Okay, what are we looking at here? Okay, this is white to move. Okay, so the knight is looking at this G7 square in front of the king. And so is the queen. And nothing can take it because there's this pawn blocking the black queen. So this is going to be mate. Okay. So, this is going to be mate unless there's something that can take that queen. There's nothing that can take that queen, so this is mate. Okay, slightly more complicated version here. So we take here with check, only, and then the bishop takes. Okay. So the issue here is black is threatening mate. If black can get this queen down to this B1 square, or well, to anywhere on this back rank, then black wins. So everything has to be check. Okay, so black is threatening a pretty uncomfortable situation for the white king here. So the question is, what do we do about that? Okay. So, what have we got? What have we got to do this with? So, we've got this knight. That's okay. That doesn't look necessarily all that promising. The pawn just takes. What else can we do? Oh. Knight here is also check. This pawn is pinned. So the king has to move. The pawn can't take the knight. And now this is mate. Okay. That's mate. Now, we take this bishop here and push the king back. Okay. So one move that is definitely promising is knight d5. That's with check, and it also attacks this queen. Does the king have any place to go after that? Okay. So knight d5. So knight d5. These two squares are out because of the knight. This square is out because of pawn, and this square is out because of this pawn. This square is out because of this pawn. This square is out because of this pawn. So that's looking a lot like mate. Okay. We're starting to get some more complicated stuff. I don't think this one is a mate. I think this is winning material. Okay, so knight takes knight with check. I guess the pawn takes back would be my assumption. I mean, the queen can also take back, so we should need to take that into account. That opens up an attack on this bishop here. Okay, hang on. Let's see, what else can we do? Maybe this is mate. If we go here, okay, so there are plenty of ways to defend this king. From if the rook or the queen goes to this e8 square with check. Because you've got bishop here, knight here. You've even got the queen here. That would be a bad move because you'd be losing your queen. So I'm thinking that is probably not what we're doing. Okay. Number 17, and what have we got? This is check, but there's a knight just defending that square. The knight is also attacking this pawn. There's this or this. Rook here. At that point, where's the king go? Well, you could go bishop here to defend. You can go queen here to defend. That would suck because again, you're losing your queen. You can go knight here, which is just sacking a knight, and you end up in the same problem. But I don't necessarily see anything happening after that. Now, another option is Well, if we move... Okay, if we advance this pawn, then the bishop can just take. So that's not great. Is the bishop takes, and you're losing the queen, because the queen because if you take the bishop, then with the queen, then the queen takes, and then you have no follow-up. So that's not great. Okay, so we're not doing this, I don't think. Ah, okay, now we can advance this pawn. Now this bishop is pinned. Right, okay. Okay, this king is in some serious trouble. So right now, it can't move here, and it can't move here. If queen here, then it also can't move here, 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 or here, and it will be mate. Okay. Let me just make sure. How's that window looking? Okay, good. The crop is looking the way I want it to. How's everybody doing today, chat? Okay. Well, let me see here. What moves have I actually got? Well, this queen is kind of stuck. Okay, if knight here is the queen goes here, is it can't go here. And then, oh, and I'm winning a rook. Okay. This here threatens mate in various ways. Is there any reason that we're not doing that? Okay. The king has no escape square on the second rank because of its own pawns and because of white's king. So that's mate. Okay. So there's this nice open file with a king on the other end of it. That's where we're going with this. Okay. And so this pawn means that the king cannot go to the second rank. And there's nothing that can block the queen here. So this is mate. Okay, black to move. We've got ourselves a little endgame. Okay, this promotion square is white. It's a light square. And black's only got a dark square bishop. Okay, so this bishop is currently closing off the promotion square. And we're promoting. Anyway. Okay. This king is definitely in some trouble. Okay, so if we advance this pawn, that's with check. That was not what we do, though. That was not the point of this. Okay, one obvious move here is this diagonal. That gives us check. How does black respond? I mean, the king has only one square to go to, and that's here. So I guess just take that pawn? No, we don't. Okay, that's 2 wickets down. I only got 1 wicket left to go. Oh, and I almost lost it there because I was too hasty. Didn't see this bishop. Okay. Well, what if the queen goes here? That closes off all these squares. All these squares. This bishop closes off all these squares. Traitor blanc. Okay. Qu'est-ce qu'on a? Ça c'est tout barré. Ça aussi. Okay. 29 with 1 wicket in hand. Okay, we are moving in the general direction of my record of 40 now, with no safety net. So, let's see. We definitely have to be careful. So, queen's closing off all these squares. If the knight goes here, that attacks the king. Can anyone take this? Take on this square? Bishop can't. Queen can't. This bishop can't. Okay, we are on 30. Okay, so we got this rook closing off all of this. If we move the queen down here, then that also closes off this and puts the king in check. Can that queen be taken? Or... oh, okay, it can be blocked. Oh, okay, I see it. So here's what happens. Queen here. Queen blocks. Rook here. King retreats. No, that doesn't work because of this pawn. Okay. I think the first move is right. Queen here. And then queen here to block. But then we go here, and that's mate. 31. We're getting there. Okay. This pawn... Okay, we've got this rook here, which is pinning this pawn. So if we go here with the knight, it's attacking the king. King has to move. And it's attacking this queen. So we're winning a queen. Okay. Got some serious threats coming from black here. Now if we go here, that's check. Then here. Okay. Or do we do it the other way around? Okay. Rook here. King basically has to take. Rook here with check. King has only one square to go to. And then this is mate. $33. Okay, king's in check, so we have to get the king out of check. Question is how to do this with minimum loss of material. Okay, so we can go here. And the queen can just go here. Oh, the queen can't really go here because of this. Not a bad start, though. Not a bad start. 33. Gonna do one. I'm gonna play one more of these. Lots of distractions in this one. Okay. For anyone just joining, this is my second go. I just came within 7 of my record of 40. And this is my second attempt. How's everybody doing today? Okay. There's a lot going on here for a first problem. Feel like the issue here. Okay, there's oh wait a second. There's a lot less going on here than I've. Okay, so knight takes, but then the knight can take back. I mean, that's still, I mean, I guess that's winning the exchange. Maybe I should not overcomplicate this one, because it is very easy to overcomplicate it because there's a lot of stuff going on. But that was all they were looking for, was knight takes. Okay, that bishop is pinned, so we got mate. Also mate. Also mate. Mate. Oh, hang on. Okay, not what I thought at all. This is a free queen. This is mate. There we go. Nudge. Mate. Winning a rook. Just mate. Okay, we got mate in one here. Okay, if bishop to f5, where does the king get to go? Can't go any of these places, so that's mate. Okay. What does this give me, though? I mean, normally when you see this pattern, the idea would be I'm taking that bishop. But that bishop isn't really available at this point. So an extra move is needed. This doesn't necessarily do any good. Oh, I see. No, I didn't. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so this pawn is on a diagonal with the king. But I'm not seeing how that actually helps anything. Okay, what about this bishop? If I go here, then it's attacking this... That's not how it's happening. If it's attacking this pawn. And then things start to look a little bit more promising. I mean, this is only number 18. This should actually be fairly straightforward. Oh, here, queen here, bishop here, and we're forking. There we go. King can't go here. Then this entire file is out. There we go. So, what have we got this time? Okay. Okay, so captures, captures, captures. Captures. Hello, God Kid. Welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, where we're doing some puzzle rush right now, and later we're going to look at an example of how not to teach people English. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you in chat. How'd you find me? I'm always curious. Okay, what's going on here? Okay. So, if we go here, possibly later. Right now, I'm playing Puzzle Rush. Oh, neat. Nice to know that I'm showing up someplace in the search results. Okay, so we takes back. Well, welcome. Always nice to see bugger. Always nice to see new people in the chat. Okay, I've only got one wicket in hand. Southwestern Ohio, and yourself? Okay, we trade queens here, and it's an endgame. Oh, bollocks. Winning the queen. Okay. Mate. My personal record at Puzzle Rush is 40, which I said a few weeks ago on stream, and now we're trying to see if maybe I can actually beat that. Nudging the king out of the way. Okay. Oh, well, my ELO in puzzles at the moment is like 2144. My ELO in daily is like 1160. My ELO in rapid sort of has fluctuated between like 1100 and 1200 for quite some time. Okay. How about yours? Okay, well, this king is kind of stuck. Let's see, we got this. He's closing off that diagonal. It's, Southwestern Ohio. How about you? What? Oh, wow. Bullets, bullet is hard. I've never been any good in bullet. Blitz, I'm not terrible at, although on stream I try to avoid Blitz because it's impossible. I mean, well, I've seen people like, I mean, Levi or Hikaru, or I mean, they can commentate and play Blitz at the same time. And when I try to commentate and play Blitz, I just end up flagging. Okay, so Knight is attacked. But that was not the way to deal with it. Where are you from? Okay, all kinds of stuff going on here. The main issue is that mate is threatened. Absolutely have to deal with that. Elise. If I do this, I'm winning a bishop. No idea. I've told you like twice now. Okay. So do we continue with the rook? I don't think so. Maybe we continue with the rook. From Southwest Ohio. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, there's some sort of discovery situation going on. Southwestern Ohio. Ah, Bharat se. भारत के कहाँ से चेक करते हैं? ओहायो तो अमेरिका के देश है. क्या करूं? रुक 8-7 करूंगी तो चेकिंग वाह. Yeah. चेकमेट कहाँ है?
चेकमेट नहीं है. रोक विन कर रोक को विन करूंगी. हाई स्कूल के ज़मान में मेरी महाराष्ट्र से आई वाली दोस्ती की मुझे टीच कर दी. इस ज़मान से के बाद से मैं सेल्फ टीचिंग कर रही हूँ. फिल्मों से on YouTube पर नहीं पर other places में. Okay, क्या करूँ. Okay, रुक यहाँ जाए तो नाइट तो ले लेंगे पर रुकवा तो Okay, 25. Thank you. There's a lot. I have much to learn. Tori boleti hu. But you know, gradually getting there. Yeah, she taught me to read Devanagari, and then I learned a few words and things like that, and from there I have just continued on my own, watching movies, watching cricket. The Royals. Don't really follow IPL, but that is like one team that I know the name of. Okay, this is a free bishop. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Oh, बिल्कुल obvious है. औरत है. Okay, queen से इस bishop ले लूंगी. Queen तो take कर लेंगी. And I'm winning a queen and a bishop for queen. Apparently that was not the right solution. I'm going to take a quick bio break. I will be back in just a few minutes, and then we will play a little bit of Rapid and stuff. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time. And we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So, anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language.
Morfar är tröttare än vanligt.
Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay.
This is Elise with an update on the ongoing Inessa Armand translation project. We now have 37 of the 38 extant essays and speeches by Inessa Armand translated into English for the first time, and we are just short of the halfway mark on the fundraising progress as well. This enrichment of the English language Marxist canon has only been possible with your support, and it's been a real lifeline for me. So, anyone who would like to support this project can find links in the description for how to do so, and everybody who has already supported it has my sincerest thanks.
Ça. Ça. Ah, c'est ça. Ça. Che c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa. Ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco.
Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues.
10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Come on. Yeah. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo.
Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or what? And here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, but sounds vaguely like Hogun and the Hok in Hogun in Korean or Waku in Japanese, and that because it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, ça son chassé. Ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker...
And I'm back. Gonna play a little bit of Rapid before we get into the filth dragging. Unrated. Okay, we have Boss 994 from Canada. I always like to play the English. Okay, that is theory still. We're exposing the queen. It actually can be quite helpful. Defending this pawn. And this knight is in a bit of a tight spot. Well, hello again. Okay. So, what do we do here? We can kick this bishop, and we'd probably just trade the bishop for the knight. Also just go here. So I like to open up that rook if I can. Nah, that's not great because we've got both of these here. After this game, is quelque part. Works for me. Okay. Okay, we got a... Well, no, we don't have a trapped bishop. And figure out a good place to complete this development.
तुम खिलाड़ क्यों हो? Let's just take up some space. Such me? Okay. Good. That can be annoying. So, okay, one option. We take here. I don't know if that's good actually. Instead, I will just continue to jam up boss 994. Okay. Yeah, well. I think that's probably what's coming next, and then I just go here. Annoyingly, I have to find some way to get rid of that knight, though. I don't want that knight to be there all game. Apart from everything else, it's also defending this pawn. All sorts of annoying things there. Hello, River Rune. How you doing? Okay. Need to find some place where this knight can actually go. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely coming now, and then I can just go here. That'll be okay. So, yeah. No, we can't trade there. That doesn't look good. But getting rid of that knight would definitely... Okay, this is gonna be... two pieces for a rook, one way or another, so that'll be okay. Taking with tempo also doesn't hurt. Okay. Boss is a piece up, annoyingly. But we can continue to take up space, and it'll be a space jam. But, like, without Michael Jordan. Never hurts to have your queen, we have your opponent's queen and a rook on the same file. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Nice talking to you. मिलके बड़ी खुशी हुई.
Okay, this is looking a little bit annoying. And my bishops really need something, need a better place to be. If I get this one here, then that's looking a little bit better. Although, that feels a little bit backwards. How are you doing? And the ferrets and the various creatures. Okay. Okay, I'm good on time. I can take a little bit more time to consider moves now. Okay. Was that a good move? I'm not actually quite certain. I feel like it might not have been. Ça. Okay. I mean, what seems to be brewing here is really knight h4. Ah, yes. Yeah, that's not great. At the moment, however, it is... That pawn is defended, so we want to keep that way. Okay, have we got any direct lines to the king here? Pinning this knight. Pawn is becoming a nuisance, because it means that I can't really do what I'd like to. Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, screwed that one up. Oh, that could have been worse. That actually could have been worse. GG's. Okay. Well, that definitely could have gone better. And now we're going to change gears a little bit, and we're going to look at some examples of how not to teach people English. It's with some of the some low effort, low riz, high pettiness content. Okay.
Hello and welcome.
Let me just get the chat window where I can actually see it. And here we go. It's English for everyone, which is not particularly good for anyone.
Welcome to English for Everyone.
But inexplicably, they have a massive following, like huge numbers of subscribers. Actually, Evelyn, another English content creator who is also sort of critical of them, pointed out that maybe part of the reason is that when you say something wrong on the internet, lots of people show up to tell you that, and that increases engagement and drives improves your position in recommendations and search results and stuff like that. So maybe that's it, because they are often wrong. But the main thing that they like to do is to just single out non-native speaking, and sometimes now even native speaking, English learning content creators, and correct them, even when they're actually incorrect about the corrections.
Where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to clear up some confusion, so let's get started. First, let's watch a clip.
Yeah, here we go. I'm going to turn this up a little bit because... yeah. I have trouble hearing it.
Do you know the difference between may and can?
Let me just give a little spoiler for for any like non-native English speakers who are watching this and wondering. One thing to know is people use can and may interchangeably all the time in English. Yeah, strictly prescriptively speaking, it's not entirely correct to treat may and can the same way, but people do it anyway. So this is not something to get too bothered about. But okay, so she says may is used for permission. She's right there. You want to be, like, in formal language, if you want to be, like, formally correct and stuff like that, that is indeed how may would be used.
May is used for permission. For example, may I use the restroom? And can is used to talk about abilities. For
okay, yeah, not wrong.
example, can you drive?
Wait a second. May is for permission and can is for ability? It's not that simple. Can is for ability and permission.
Well, not really. Okay, if you're going to make this distinction, you should at least make the distinction correctly. And the thing is that, to the extent that we're using it in formal usage, can specifically means ability or like the objective possibility of a thing, and may means, whether it is permissible. So, but yeah, in colloquial, so she's making the distinction correctly. In colloquial speech, as I said, people use can in all sorts of ways that imply permission as well.
And may is only for permission. Example, I can say, how may I help?
Although the thing is, may isn't always just for permission. Yeah, it may be used that way. It may also not. Like, may can also be used to indicate possibility. He may be coming with us tomorrow does not mean he has permission to be coming with us tomorrow. It means that it is possible that he will come with us tomorrow.
Help you. Or how can I help you? They're both correct. They're both used. And what's the difference? May is more formal. So I use can. I don't use may. Also, may is more limited. I only use may for I or we.
No, that's not how that works. Yeah, I mean, if you are using may in the form of permission, yeah, you can actually use it for, other than the first person. May he come with us? No, he may not.
May I help you? May we help you? I cannot say may he help you or may...
Yeah, you can. You certainly can. It would not be all that. It would seem very formal.
She. It's only for I and we. So
No,
it's
it
more
isn't.
limited. So an ask...
Okay, I was worried that we were going to start out with one where we would find that he would actually be more or less right about something that is usually the sort of thing that they are really annoyingly wrong about. But no,
Asking a question, may is only used for I and we.
not true.
So when you want to talk about permission, use can. It's easier, it's less confusing, and it's more common.
I mean, except there are times when you really do need to make the distinction.
Example. Her parents did not give her permission to go outside, so she cannot go outside and play with her friends. But I can say she may not go outside.
You just wait a second. You're contradicting yourself, Kev. Because you just got done saying incorrectly that you can't use may for anything other than the first person, and now you're saying
Or she cannot go outside. Cannot sounds better. May is too formal. Example, he has permission.
he's leaving out a whole use case of may. I mean, and here's the thing. Okay, here he's correcting she's Arianita La Gringa, I think, from that name, I'm guessing, is a native English speaker. Usually they like to sort of nitpick non-native English-speaking English language content creators in a really, really annoying and just sort of petty way. I mean, in this case, they're not doing that. But, there is a whole other universe of things that may is for.
To drive his parents' car.
I mean, and for people who are not familiar with this channel, which we do occasionally look at, I mean, this is actually this whole thing where all he'll do is just sit here, completely blank-faced, going, we cannot say this. You must say this. This is actually kind of an improvement over a lot of what we've seen.
So I say can. He can drive their car. He has permission. Or if I talk about ability, he knows how to drive a car. He can drive a car. He can drive. We use can for both.
I mean, see, to say this prescriptively annoys the hell out of me. Because, I mean, if we're going to be very prescriptive about it, then there is a distinction. And it is occasionally important, and it is important to know how it works because of those times when it is actually important. But
let's practice. Does he have their permission? Can he drive their car today?
yeah, his examples are always just so engaging.
That's right, he has permission. He can drive their car. Let's practice with ability.
I mean, example sentences are one area where you can make content like this, fun and engaging by coming up with, just ridiculous and surreal examples and things like that. And all he does is go for, the thing where it's just the most boring possible option. He may. Chat, may he? He may. Yes, he may.
Does he have a driver's license? Can he drive?
Every single time.
That's right. He has a license. He knows how to drive. He can drive. He has the ability. So whether you're talking about permission or ability, use can. It's much easier. It works in all situations. It's easier to use. Make your life easy and use can. Thank you for watching and keep watching for more. First,
ooh, and now he's in the singularity. He's fading on us.
this is not
I really should not talk about lighting. My lighting is not great. Ja, eben. Und may heißt nicht immer dürfen. Manchmal heißt das ja auch mögen. Das mag sein. That may be. May hat ein ganz anderes, also ein zweites Leben sozusagen, wo es ja durchaus darum geht, ob etwas ja theoretisch möglich ist. It may rain tomorrow. You would never say it can, it can rain tomorrow sounds really weird, actually. I guess you could say that. Like, theoretically, it can rain tomorrow. But, like, you wouldn't, like, if you ask somebody, what do you think the weather's going to be like? Have you seen a forecast? You go, yeah, it may rain tomorrow, may not.
Correct.
And another thing you may need besides sunscreen are sunglasses.
I mean, okay, she's not wrong here.
I cannot say another thing you may need besides sunscreen are sunglasses.
But you can, you just said it. You absolutely just said it, Kev. And the thing is, you can look at this, this is an example. See, this is the thing. I was actually kind of bold and googly by that first one, because he was being less prescriptive than Arianita La Gringa about it, and usually he's more prescriptive. The thing about this sentence is there are two ways you can parse it. You can say another thing is sunglasses, where the thing is the subject of the word, or you can of the verb, or you can say another thing that you need are sunglasses, in which case sunglasses are the subject of the verb. It works both ways, and you will hear people say it both ways, as can be seen from the fact that she just said it that way. She's not wrong.
We cannot use are in this case.
Yes, we can. I mean, and also, motherfucker, you just got done with the can and the may and all this stuff, and...
I know what you're thinking. Sunglasses. It's plural. You should use are.
Yeah, and you absolutely can use are.
But the verb does not depend on the object. It depends on the subject.
It can depend on either of them. That's why you will hear people say another thing is sunglasses, and you will say another thing are sunglasses.
So if I say another thing you may need, thing is the subject.
Yeah, except not always.
And it's singular. So we have to use the verb is.
No, we don't have to, actually.
So it's correct to say another thing you may need besides sunscreen.
This is also correct. This is not wrong. But if we're going to be prescriptive, Kevin, just a minute ago you were being less prescriptive, actually, which was kind of cool. That was an improvement. Do more like that. Be less prescriptive. Be more descriptive. But the thing is, if you're going to be descriptive, you have to be clear on what you're describing. And what you're describing is how people talk in North America, English speakers talk in North America, you'll hear both of these, and neither of them is wrong, and both of them will communicate the message.
Is sunglasses. We have to use is in this sentence because the subject is singular. So, another thing you might need is sunglasses.
See, again, this is his example sentence. Like, the thing he just got done saying. Like, come up with something better if you're going to do this.
The idea? You might need a lot of things. And another thing you might need is sunglasses. Let's practice.
What is another thing you might need? Another thing you might need is sunglasses.
What's another thing you might need?
A less prescriptive approach to grammar. Always with the fucking nod.
That's right. Another thing you might need is sunglasses. This is also not correct.
And if you're a man, you will use these. These are swimming trunks.
Again, not wrong. Really not wrong.
You cannot say if you're a man, you will use these.
Again, she just did.
What did we just say about the prescriptiveness, Kevin? I mean, what you did with can and may, that was actually kind of an improvement. You still got an important thing about may wrong. I mean, and it's like, these are clearly scripted videos. You spent some kind of time editing this stuff. And you didn't think to yourself, being a native speaker of English, wait a second, may can also be used to express an abstract possibility, hypothetical? I don't get that, but okay, fine. But yeah, when you're speaking about, like, clothing is something that you use. Like, it is a thing that you have a use for. It's not really, if you're saying, people say use. People would say wear more often, but again, not entirely wrong.
These are swimming trunks. We don't use the verb use when we talk about clothes. We use a different verb. We use wear. So it's correct to say, if you're a man, you will wear these. These are swimming trunks. So remember, we don't use our clothes.
We also use our clothes, though.
We wear our clothes.
And notice the way she said use, she actually, the object of use was these. Which is not specifically, the item of clothing, that she then identifies them as clothing. Now, and in context, maybe she was saying you would probably use some sunscreen, you could probably use, I don't know, a cold drink, Bloody Mary, whatever, and you could also use these. And in that context, that would be a totally normal way of talking.
I cannot say I'm using the sweater. I'm wearing the sweater. So I'm wearing a sweater. What are you wearing?
And it's always like, seems to have 100 of these exact type of sweaters. We're having a staring contest.
Very good. Also, don't say this.
Count the blinks.
We have some staplers that you can use for wood. These are way different from the ones in your school. These will be more tactable to the wood panels.
I don't think she said tactable. I feel like she said, like, impactable.
School, these will be more tactable.
Oh, no, okay, she did say tactable. Okay, I've literally never heard that word before. I'm just curious now. The Oxford English Dictionary says this word was last recorded around the mid 1600s, apparently. Well, they'll have to update this now because Arianita La Gringa just used it. Okay, OED's earliest evidence for tactable is from 1611 in the writing of George Chapman, poet and playwright. Neat. See, meaning and use, yeah. Wait, you have to subscribe. Fuck off. Capable of being touched, tangible. Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure why she said tactable. Like, it feels like maybe she meant to say something else there. Because I don't think anyone just goes and says tactable, like, as their go-to word. Because, again, that the last time there's any recorded usage of it was like 1611, apparently. So I feel like she probably did mean to say something else there.
To the wood panels.
She said it's tactable. But what is tactable? I cannot find this word in any dictionary.
I just found it, Kevin. It took me, like, I think 15 seconds?
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it is. So don't use the word tactable.
Don't use any words that Kevin doesn't know what they are. I mean, like, I'm joking here, but like this is a kind of obsolete word, and I'm fairly certain she probably meant to say something else. because it doesn't really work in this context. Like, it isn't that it's touching the wood, it's going through it, which is why I thought the first time I heard it, maybe impactable was what she was going for, but then I looked through, then I watched it again, it's definitely tactable. So, like, I feel like she probably meant something else there.
I'm not sure if it exists.
It exists. It does exist. I mean, and it definitely, I feel like this is an example. She was probably reaching for another word and she grabbed the wrong one, as happens to all of us. So, I mean, which is again why, like, this sort of, because a lot of the time he's doing this with this sort of off-the-cuff, unscripted content, where somebody is just sort of talking and everybody gets words wrong in that situation.
This is also not correct.
So as you can see, we have our wrench set that you can use to wrench in things.
These are wrenches, but I cannot wrench in anything.
Yeah, I think you can.
There's no phrasal verb wrench in.
Apparently there is. Now I'm curious. Let's do a little corpus searching. Wrench in. No, okay, that's not getting... I need to come up with a better search query. I wrenched it in when I was... Okay. When I was doing a plug. He wrenched it in... Oh, no, he wrenched it in some way. Wrenched it in the fall. Okay, let's see. What if I say wrench it out? Yeah, okay. Wrenched it out, wrenched it in. Yeah, I mean, this does exist. I mean, and I would say this is probably the result of somebody who does not necessarily use ratchet sets very often, not having a specific verb that she prefers for it, perhaps. I don't know. I mean, that's not what I would necessarily say. But, I mean, it is a thing that clearly is being said.
There's a verb wrench, but it means something different. If I'm talking about these, wrenches, use the verb turn.
That's not right. I mean, yeah, you can also turn things, but you don't turn something in with a wrench. She's talking about, when she says wrench something in, or something like that, she's talking about the result you get using the wrench. Like, the wrench... you know, you're using it to take something out or put something in using this sort of twisting, torsioning motion that a wrench is used for. So turning it, it's not just you're turning it, you're taking it out, you're taking it in, putting it in,
You
whatever.
turn bolts and you turn nuts with wrenches. Or you can use the verb tighten.
Let's try an example. Can you turn these nuts with a wrench? You can turn these nuts with a wrench.
You tighten bolts. You tighten nuts.
That is, yeah, I mean, that is the better word. You tighten them or you loosen them.
With a wrench. Or I can use the verb loosen to make it loose.
Yeah, both of these are better than just turn as your immediate description of the use case of a wrench.
You can loosen a bolt, or
Yes.
you can loosen a nut with a wrench. But there's no phrasal verb wrench in.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's rare, but I found examples.
It doesn't exist. This is also...
It exists now, you dickhead. That's how language works. I mean, if you were making this shit like 40 years ago, you would say, there is no verb to email. Now there is, Kevin, as I think we both could agree on.
Not correct.
So this is a hammer that you hammer nails into pieces of wood or other things. And this is a mallet. So similar use, similar thing to a hammer, but it's called differently. Hammer, mallet.
I cannot say it's called differently. I cannot use the adverb differently with the verb call and...
I mean, yes, you can. The problem, I mean, the problem isn't the adverb. The problem is really the use case here, although I would not
See, I mean, this is like such nitpicky shit.
In this case,
And the thing about this is, the reason that I really say that this is just rubbish English learning content is that this is not how anyone learns grammar. This is not how people learn usage. Grammar and usage come largely, like grammar in particular, there have been studies of this, what really hammers in the acquisition of grammar is pleasure reading in the target language. It is not having this like deadpan dude stand here in 100 different versions of the same exact fucking sweater, staring at you and going, we cannot say this, which is already kind of a weird way of saying it. I mean, if we're nitpicking people's usage, the way we would say this is, we do not say this. Not, I cannot say that. I mean, nobody fucking says that.
when you're giving the name of something. So if you have something with two different names, we say it's called something different.
I mean, you could say it's named differently or it has a different name.
Or it's called something else.
I mean...
Don't say it's called differently. It's not correct. Example, these are called reading glasses. And these are called something else.
Maybe you should put the reading glasses on your camera, Kevin, because, I mean, you're always so blurry and I've got you on HD.
These are called something different. These are called sunglasses. Let's practice. Are these called something else?
Yes, they're called very differently.
Are these called something different?
Yes. Like, I don't get how anyone does this content and thinks anyone is learning anything from it. Like, in terms of usage. In terms of
That's
actually
right. These are
working
called
out the
something
usage.
else. These are called something different. I cannot say these are called differently. This is also not correct.
This is a rug and it's really soft and it's different from a carpet because it's just only one big rectangle, whereas a carpet will take over your whole entire floor of your house.
I cannot say the carpet will take over your whole...
Yeah, you can. That is a weird... I mean, like, it's a picturesque way of saying it. I mean, if you're going to be nitpicky, why aren't we talking about whole entire? Entire and whole are the same fucking thing. I mean, if we want to be nitpicky, that's... Whole entire is right there, Kevin. Take over isn't bad. Like, I mean... it implies, like, it gives an image, an interesting mental image of the carpet having your floor in its power, kind of. You know, it is taking over the entire look of the floor. You know, I mean, I don't think that's not wrong. It's picturesque.
entire floor.
I mean, he's teaching how to speak English boringly.
We don't use the phrasal verb take over. We use the verb cover.
Well, I mean, that's another way you do it. That's another way. But, I mean, it's also just the most boring fucking way.
The carpet will cover your whole entire floor.
Okay, let's find what else we've got. Okay, now we're going to do...
Hello, and what?
And now he's going to apparently tell us how to pronounce the letter T, which apparently Jennifer Forrest supposedly cannot. Which sounds a lot like he's going to be, like, pretending that different phonetic, variants of English exist.
Welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we'll learn to avoid some important mistakes in pronunciation. So let's get started. Let's watch a clip.
Americans don't pronounce the T in these words.
Okay, silent T. Some of these. Okay, first of all, some of these. Okay. Have two T's, so the question is which T. Okay, water. I mean, it isn't a silent T. It tends to turn into kind of a D sound, but or a flap, but not silent. Internet, yeah. I mean, the T in internet, the first T, yeah, often gets gets elided. Mountain, T's pronounced. Later, it tends to be like sort of voiced a little bit extra. Bottom, same thing. Button, actually not the same thing. There, it tends to be more of a T. Kitten, that's definitely pronounced. Curtain, yeah, I mean, you'd pronounce it as a T. Eaten, yeah, it definitely pronounces a T. Written, okay. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a great list, I have to say. Let's see if we can find... Actually, let's go back to the one we were looking at last week. Is I would rather they... because most of the time they're looking at people who say things that actually do make sense, and they're the ones not making sense, and in that case, I feel like that was not a very good example. I mean,
So, excuse me, where can I find the flatware? Plastic flatware?
Yeah, like, okay, that was right. He was trying to show how common the word flatware is. And in his own little example here, the guy clearly needed some help explaining it. And why is he going to the Boar's Head Butcher's counter to find fucking flatware in the first place? Like, nobody says plastic flatware either. I've never heard that.
How many would you like? Are you looking for a four?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Like,
I got the flatware.
Like, what the fuck? Why are you gonna go there for it? Okay, you're in a fucking supermarket. That happens to sell that sells like actual fucking silverware and stuff like that. Why wouldn't you just go up to one of the people who work there and say, "Can you point me to where the flatware is if you want to prove how common it is?" Why would you go to the butcher's counter?
Excuse me, where can I find the flatware?
Oh, he's doing it.
Flatware for...
He said flatware for cooking. That's not what flatware is for. So he clearly is not completely conversant with the term either. So that's two native speakers who are not really comfortable with the term flatware, which doesn't surprise me because it isn't actually the most common way of saying it in North America.
Here's the flatware.
I mean, and the sign says cutlery.
Here's the flatware. He knew what it meant. The sign says cutlery. So you can say cutlery or flatware or silverware.
Which is the much more common one. So, both of the people who he asked for the fucking, for the flatware needed to have the concept explained to them to some extent. The first guy, he had to repeat it and add the word plastic flatware. The second guy says, what, flatware for like cooking or something? So clearly, that's two people who actually needed a bit of prompting to understand what the term was supposed to mean.
You can also say utensils. Oh, look, it's on the package. Flatware it says.
Flatware?
Yeah, like plastic flatware.
Yeah, that's another person who needed to have it explained.
I think aisle 16
All 16?
Yeah.
Thank you. And here it is, the flatware. It's a family pack, and it says it right there. Assorted heavy-duty flatware.
Like, is he going to ask every single person in this place?
That's what it's called, flatware. Or you can say utensils. These are utensils. It's the same thing.
As you can see, Americans know what flatware is.
I mean, that wasn't a great example. Because, like, literally nobody got it on the first try. Everyone asked for confirmation. That's not really a sign that you're communicating clearly when somebody's not sure exactly what you mean and has to get some specification from you.
There is nothing wrong with expanding your vocabulary.
There's nothing wrong with expanding your vocabulary, but it helps to know what things are going to be more common and less common as you do it.
If you want to master English, there is nothing wrong with knowing this word.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with knowing the word. That's not what she said. What Evelyn's point was simply that it's not the most common way of saying it. So you probably should be aware of that, which is a good point. You should know if it's a word that's less common, because it helps you know when you're most likely to make yourself understood.
Because Americans do know what flatware is.
At least once they ask you to, check and be sure.
Let's watch the next video clip.
Flatware, but it's just, again, not a word that we use.
Americans do not use this word.
I mean, you haven't really done a good job of providing proof of the contrary.
This is not correct. It's not true. Because not only do Americans know this word, they also use this word in everyday English.
Really? Let's show us that. Because what you showed us so far was Kevin walking around asking random people for flatware, and every single one of them being like, what do you mean exactly?
Let's listen to some examples.
You okay with the flatware that looks like bamboo?
Sure.
Alright, JB, let's rock some china and some flatware.
Does Willie Bank know you're stealing his gold flatware?
Okay, yes. I mean, nobody's saying that nobody uses it, though. I have a feeling if you were to do this search, I don't know how how are they searching for, these examples? It would be interesting. Because if there's some search engine that will give you, go through the scripts of movies and find usage of words and things like that as some sort of a corpus search, that would actually be a really useful thing. But I have a feeling you'd find silverware more often.
Neil?
This flatware is lovely.
Mr. President, have you ever noticed how similar the Van Buren flatware is to the Buchanan flatware?
Be on time and go steal the flatware.
Yeah. And then I have gold flatware. Y'all know I love gold, so the gold flatware just...
Woo! Try using plastic flatware and glass cups and plates.
These tea sets are porcelain, and even the utensils are a special flatware set that was made in East Asia.
I mean, notice that utensils was the first word she used, and then she moved on to flatware.
This is like picnic ware and just like plastic flatware and stuff. And I sorted everything into...
Notice again, that was not her first choice of word.
All the knives are here, all of the forks are here, and then all...
You can find, if I looked up the word tactable, I know of exactly at least one person who has ever said that word in the last 100 years. That does not mean that it's common.
The spoons are right here. And I put them inside of Ziploc bags so nothing gets dusty when they're away in storage. And they're just clean next time you use them.
As you can see, not only do native speakers know this word, but they also use it in everyday English.
Most of those examples, though, were people who were using a script. Hey, Ada, how you doing?
Today you're going to learn how to avoid some common mistakes. Let's get started. First, this is not correct.
So these changes have been announced at the end of August 2024.
It's not correct to say.
Clearly it is, though. If the standard, if we're going to be descriptive about our English and orientate ourselves around what, is actually in use amongst native speakers of the language or something like that, then yeah, it's clearly correct. I mean, and this is another example, because a lot of the time what they'll do is they'll nitpick people's off-the-cuff stuff. And the thing is, people do this all the time. Because they will start saying, like, these changes have been announced, and they'll realize they ought to be a little bit more specific. Then they'll say, well, at the end of August 2024.
These changes have been announced at the end of August 2024. With a specific time in the past, we cannot use the present perfect tense. With a specific time in the past, we have to use the past simple tense.
I mean, and also, the thing is, if you're listing different times, let's say these changes have been announced at the end of August 2024, in mid-July 2023, and also in February 2025, then have been announced would be totally normal.
It's not correct to say these changes have been announced at the end of August.
They have like some sort of fundamental objection to the rule of thirds.
2024. How do we say it correctly? We have to say these changes were announced at the end of August 2024. We have to use the past simple tense. It's not correct to use the present perfect tense with a specific time in the past. Let's practice. What did he do yesterday? Did he work yesterday? That's right.
I mean, like, again, with the boring-ass examples. And also, there's no challenge in that, because it's a yes-no question. And also, everybody knows that you're not hearing what we're saying. So why are you, I mean, is that supposed to be pageantry?
He worked yesterday. She saw her last week. Let's practice. When did she see her? That's right. She saw her last week.
Yeah.
We cannot say she has seen her.
What's going on with these facial expressions here in this drawing?
Last week. We have to say,
like, that woman's nose is sideways.
She saw her last week.
What is she's like, it's two completely different styles of face drawing in this drawing. One of them is like, there's a Picasso callback with that woman's nose, and the other one, she has no nostrils.
So remember, with a specific time in the past, we have to use the past simple tense. It's not correct to use the present perfect tense.
Today we're going to talk about some tricky pronunciation. So let's get started. First, this is not correct.
In positive sentences, it is pronounced kin and is unstressed. In negative sentences, it is pronounced can and is stressed. Like and subscribe for more useful English.
I mean, okay, that's not wrong. Let me be clear. It depends a lot on where you are, because there are regional differences for all this stuff. And it depends, I mean, she's talking about when people are speaking quickly. If you're speaking slowly and emphatically, then it would be different. But she's talking about the normal use case, and what she said isn't wrong.
Info.
This word is not pronounced can in a negative sentence.
No shit. That's not what she was saying. She was saying the A in can is pronounced, tends to be pronounced differently when it's used in the negative can't. She's not saying don't pronounce the T. I mean,
it's pronounced can't. We have to use a stop T.
No, she wasn't talking about the T. She was talking about the A.
Can't. Not can, but can't. Listen to the difference. I can.
Everybody knows this. Like, why? Who is this for?
Go? No, it's I can't go. We use a stop T. Put the tongue up and stop the air. Can't. Like that.
Yes, yeah, a T can. I mean, Kevin, like, what the? Do you think that the people who are watching this don't know what a T is? That is a letter that actually I mean, that is one of the sounds that is pretty similar across lots of languages, actually.
That's the negative, and it is stressed. I can't go. That's negative. I can go?
Yeah, but her point was that you pronounce the A differently. I can go versus I can't go. And she wasn't wrong. But I noticed the time. It is time for me to start thinking about eating things. So I'm going to go and look into doing that. Thank you for joining me. Sorry about the delay. There was other stuff going on that had to be taken care of. I will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you enjoy the stream, please consider supporting the stream with a contribution to my Patreon, or with a one-time contribution to the link that I'm about to drop in chat. I always appreciate it, and we are really making some progress towards the fundraising goal for the Ines Avamol project. That was wrong. This is what that was supposed to be.